I'm worried almost all of the time, but never afraid. Because
but
it goes
US
again with my job. It's my job description not to be afraid and to be worried. We're working hard to find a way out of this. And I believe that the way out of this should not be a curved road, but rather a railway, which means we need two tracks. First track is to get out from this crisis in the north, which means rule of law, the mob either back to Serbia or in prison in Kosovo, and then decreasing policemen in municipal buildings and normalizing the situation. Regarding these municipal buildings, they belong to the Republic. I can understand that there shouldn't be much policemen inside. But beforehand, there shouldn't be violent mob outside. And you have seen all these violent people hitting and shooting at our police, journalists, and K4. I cannot sit in my office as Prime Minister and tell to these mayors in the north, you should not stay at your office. If I would now order mayors to leave that office into another office, somewhere elsewhere, it would be as if I am engaging in creating sort of a parallel structure to parallel structures, copying their method. I would join their illegality. I cannot do that. You know, one of the good, solid definitions of democracy is that law should be above politics. So law should be above politics. What we can do within law and still doing politics is at some point early elections. This is what we can do. But we cannot say that these mayors are not mayors. International community, with a general consensus, accepted the process of elections and its results. They accepted these mayors giving their oath. How come that you now dispute these mayors when they want to enter certain building, which happens to be public official one? If international community would have told me, don't do elections because there are no circumstances, we should engage in negotiations or talks, or you had the process of elections, but this result is not okay, or you have the result but don't give the oath, then we would be talking politics. Now, politically, I'm doing what I'm doing, not out of strength, but out of lack of strength. I have no power to do other things now. So otherwise, it's not possible for me. So I had strength beforehand, not now. Now I'm doing in this extremely well-established legal course of action. Legitimacy, authority, credibility of all three sides, 3+1, Kosovo, Serbia, EU, and US, is eroding by having a text and not having an implementation. One of my greatest critique against my predecessors who were doing these kind of agreements was that signing the agreement and implementing it were two different planets. I was hoping that we are bringing this to the same continent, to Europe. But now we are relapsing into the old syndrome, where we get agreements which don't get implemented.